Namaste, Tashidalek, Sasrika, Shalom Alaikum, and Assalamu Alaikum. I'm your host, Mike Daisy, as many of you should know by now, and this is a special edition of The Message, as it's simply a response message relating to a video done of Leo Muhammad of the London Nation of Islam Study Group. A street artist is primarily responsible for why Leo Muhammad does not have a documented reply to the sister that speaks out against Leo Muhammad, who seems to be promoting the Nation of Islam when Leo was just moments before telling the people that an inquest regarding the truth of the Grenfell Tower fire needs to be done. If Leo had not entertained an earlier inquiry about Leo Muhammad knowing the 5 pillars of Islam, he would not have gone off topic. But he did. And as a consequence, the sister felt insulted that Leo was turning the tragedy of the Grenfell Tower fire situation into a mini rally to promote the Nation of Islam Study Group in London. Please pardon me as I, again, am still recovering from my throat illness I had recently. If the Nation of Islam is going to stand for the rights of all people, which they appear to be doing as of late, in the last 10 years or so, then the white man is the devil form of speech needs to be dropped, or the form of speech that says that calls whites the enemy or the children of the slave master's children or the enemy. All these terms need to be dropped if the Nation of Islam is going to literally practice being for all people regardless of color. Then you cannot on one hand attack and diss the whites, while on the other hand talk pro-whites and other human beings and their rights. The two do not groove together. And because it's Nation of Islam, neither Jesus and certainly not Muhammad of Arabia, neither one of them would do what the Nation of Islam does by doing this practice. It would not linguistically, it would not make any sense. Also, if the Nation of Islam, when the Nation of Islam does this type of speech, they are made to look ignorant to the Eastern world. In a sense, the Nation of Islam does not fit into England because the blacks in England have specific countries they come from, whereas blacks in America cannot say the same thing. Plus, the main purpose for the Nation of Islam existing in the United States, that purpose does not necessarily exist with the blacks of various African countries that live or have migrated to England. Excuse me. Not to be ugly, but being that Farrakhan did do a world friendship tour in the late 90s, as a student, one questions why there are no Nation of Islam study groups in any of the Muslim majority countries that Farrakhan visited. Is the language barrier the only reason why no study groups exist? It's a question. Or is there a deeper reason? Being that Muammar in flesh, as in Muammar Gaddafi, in flesh was, according to Farrakhan, a close friend, why didn't Farrakhan set up a Nation of Islam chapter in Libya or even in Iraq, where Saddam held leadership? Like Muammar, Saddam was supposed to be a friend of Farrakhan while they lived, or while they were physically alive. excuse me, wasn't the friendship among Muslims, meaning, wasn't the friendship between Muammar and Lewis and Saddam and Lewis, wasn't that friendship strong enough that Lewis could ask Saddam or Muammar for permission to get an N.O.I. chapter started in Iraq, and Saddam or Muammar say, "I was wondering what you were waiting for." These words, by the way, they're not designed to be an attack on Leo Muhammad, let alone Leo Muhammad of the London Nation of Islam Study Group, let alone an attack on my former teacher, Louis Farrakhan. These words are intended to create positive dialogue that the Nation of Islam and myself may grow stronger and become the vision that Minister Farrakhan often speaks of. So, again, these words are not spoken out of hate or out of a desire to be divisive. The words are spoken out of a desire that we have a solid, steady flow of ideology in words spoken. There should not be any choppiness where persons can ask, why is there no even flow? The lack of even flow should not exist. Elijah Muhammad would not want this choppiness of flow. He would want a steady stream of truth being delivered. That is all that I'm saying. With that said, once again, excuse me, not once again, but with that being said, regarding this presentation, any comments that you have for it? Now, with that being said, remember to speak into your future. Remember to keep your hater rating on full blast and speak into your future. Namaste. Namaste. Tashi Dalek. Sasrika. Shalom Alaikum. Assalamu Alaikum. Peace.